Hello. Welcome to anybody that's watching us from the Cake Coach Online Facebook page and actually YouTube as well, because we are streaming to YouTube, Kelly. So I didn't tell you that. Today I'm talking to one of our guest experts who is the tech angel, and her name is Kelly Kens, as you can see from her label. Kelly helps you with all things tech, even if you hate it. So Kelly, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I think you've nailed it. To be fair, but I work with online business owners, women in particular, to kind of just put together the tech and assess the tech that they need to bring their business offline to online. I've been doing, like, I started out as a VA 13 years ago, and I started from nothing. So I've gone through the motions of figuring out all the tech, good and bad. And my aim is to really work with people to make sure that they're making the right choices and not wasting a lot of money and a lot of time, and then giving them the right steps to take, so they don't have to waste loads of time online trying to figure it all out.
Oh, and what a joy trying to figure tech out, I tell you. As an online business, yes, we've had a lot of tech challenges along the way.
Yes. Yeah, and that's the thing, it's a common thing, isn't it? Especially if if especially like COVID at the minute, like has been, it's thrown a massive spanner in the works where people have been forced to work online and bring their businesses online where they've never had to before. So it's been a challenging time. And then obviously, if you're not into tech, and if it's the first time you've had to do that, this, like, you just Google and you're like overwhelmed by all this information, and it's scary, doesn't it?
I think that's why a lot of the cake decorating and home bakers just are just sticking to Instagram posts, etc., and then possibly not even know exactly how to reach their target audience, which is obviously people that want to buy celebration cakes. And it's like, actually, you do need if you're going to be totally professional about it, you do need to have a place where people can go with a website address that has got your name on it, rather than just posting pictures up on Facebook in a place, because at the end of the day, Facebook and Instagram could just take their whole service away, and it's like, bye all of your cake pictures and all of your links to all of your public, and it's like, you do actually need to have, if you're going to be a serious cake decorating person, I believe that you've got to have. I mean, you don't have to have a 20-page website. You can just have. What would you recommend?
Yeah, no, you're
just starting out.
Yeah, do you know what? You've hit the nail on the head. Because if you like, there's a few things. Instagram, social media platforms. Yeah, you can get an amazing following. You can build an amazing business, but Facebook runs Instagram now. Sorry, Facebook. And they're not the most reliable of platforms. When things go wrong, you can't reach out to them. Like, there's been a businesswoman that I know who is really successful. She's been banned off Facebook and Instagram for 30 days. So imagine not being able to do any work on your preferred.
Yeah, what was her heinous crime? Do you know?
We don't know.
I bet she doesn't even know, because you see posts like this all the time. I'm in Facebook jail, but I don't actually know what I've done.
We don't know why, and they don't give you a reason. There's no one at the end of the phone that you can contact. No. So, and worst case scenario is that your page or your Instagram account gets taken down, and it happens. It really, really happens.
Yeah.
So, like, those spaces are just rented. They're just rented. They're not yours. And the most important thing that you can own in your actually is your email list and your website.
Yeah.
And not just that, if you want to be taken seriously as a business owner, you need to have a website, because it's credibility, isn't it? I would, like, the first two things I do is go to Facebook and look for their website. if a business hasn't got a website, I'd be like, well, are they actually a business?
Yeah.
That I can, do you know what I mean? That I want to work with. Are you serious? If you're not serious about your business, fine. But if you are, you need to have a website. And like you say, it doesn't have to be an all singing and all dancing website. It could just be a couple of pages where you can outline what it is that you sell, how people can contact you, maybe an online order form that people can actually book things with you. Because not everyone uses Instagram and not everyone knows how to use Instagram.
Yeah.
So you limit, like, I know Instagram is a very visual place and it's easy to gain traction, but not everyone uses it. And you're putting it, and the same as Facebook, you're putting yourself in a little box where you can you're restricting yourself on how many people that you can target.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes when you think about it, if you're, say, a hobby baker or a cake decorator and you're looking for anybody who wants a celebration cake, all right, so if you're looking for brides, probably they're the target market on social media. But if you're looking for grandmas, maybe they're not going to be looking on Facebook, and they might just about know how to open up a, in your area, etc., which you would get from having a website. And the other thing that I think makes you look way more professional is if you get a website and the website address pertaining to your name, you then get your emails which say your name at and fill in the blank, rather than your name at Gmail or your name at Yahoo or your name at Hotmail, which always looks like, okay, well, you haven't got your named email either, which I think that looks less professional for sure than actually having an email address with your actual email in. It feels like you're taking it really seriously. And I always look, for me, when people write to me on my web form and they go, oh, I can help you with your website. And invariably you look and they might be in Russia or somewhere on the other side of the world. But then they're writing from a Yahoo email. And it's like, okay, so you're telling me that you can help me with my website and you haven't even got a proper website yourself. You're not even sending me to a proper website. So it's like, delete.
And that's the thing. It's like, if your business is a hobby, fine. But if you want to be taken serious as a business owner and you want to grow and scale, let's face it, most of our businesses start out as a hobby. So maybe, like, especially in your niche, maybe people will, decide that they love making it and then realize that there's a business in it, and they go from that place of, just doing it for a hobby and friends and family to realizing they can actually create a business out of it. It's that point where you have to step up and go, do you know what? I'm no longer a hobby now. I am a business.
Yeah.
And if I want to be taken seriously as a business, I need to do the right thing.
Do
you know what I mean? And it's and at the end of the day, you're expecting people to have that transaction with you and hand over money. And people are going to be researching you. And if you haven't got a website, as I said before, they're just going to think, well, you're not actually a business.
Yeah, they're going to go to the cake decorator. The other thing that always quite astonishes me, it costs quite a lot of money to run a wedding exhibition. Go to the hotel, put up your table and have all your banners and your dummy cakes and all the rest of it. And there's girls that are actually paying quite a lot of money to these hotels and areas where they can actually be seen, and all the brides come trotting in and they pick up the details and all the rest of it. But then they haven't got a website for the girls to then get. All they've got is a collection of pictures on an Instagram page or a Facebook page. There's not a website with all of the professional pictures that they've had. And it's like, but you're spending quite a lot of money to actually advertise yourself, put yourself out for an entire weekend, probably, because a lot of these wedding fairs are an entire weekend. But you haven't actually even got a website, let alone don't even talk about email marketing, because somebody I know who did do wedding fairs and then added on email marketing, she said, oh, Karen, you're absolutely right. I emailed everybody that came to the wedding fair, and they got some orders out of it. It's like, hallelujah. Really?
Well, no. Yeah. It surprises me. And I think it is just the fact that people are not knowledgeable in it, which is fair enough, because if you're not, into tech, and if you haven't done a business before and you're an accidental business, what I call them, you're not expected to know this. But let's just go back and just touch on, because what you're saying there is touching on what I said before, that imagine if you have built an amazing following on Instagram. And I had this the other day in a Facebook group. There was a lot of people that tried to attack me for saying this very thing. And they said to me, well, I'm making millions of pounds on Instagram. And I'm like, yeah, well, bully for you. But at the end of the day, if you're making millions of pounds on Instagram and in the morning you wake up and you haven't got your account anymore, are you going to be able to make millions of pounds still? No, because you haven't built your email list. You haven't got a backup plan. How do you reach all of those people? And because I mean, I've had when I first started building membership sites, I worked with a client, and Facebook was just starting. So this is how long ago it was. And she was a psychic, and she was doing tarot card readings on eBay. And that was her business. And she was making a lot of money. She was making a lot of money. She didn't have a website. All she had was the transactional emails from PayPal and eBay. And then one day she woke up, eBay changed the terms and conditions and said that you can't actually do this type of work on eBay anymore, and shut her account down. She didn't expect that. So overnight, her business had gone. So I had to go through all of the emails manually to build up an email list of customers. You don't even get that with Instagram.
No, because actually they discourage you from putting links in unless you know the
exactly
to get your links in. People can actually find you. It's just basically pretty pictures, isn't it? Related to your account.
Yeah. Valuable lesson. And I think it's a case of everyone just thinks, oh, well, it won't happen to me. It won't happen to me. But it does. It happens all the time.
It
happens all. You need a backup plan.
So yes, definitely a backup plan. So people here watching, you need a backup plan, and to get not all your eggs in one Facebook and Instagram basket.
Exactly.
It's not a good idea. And the great news is, if you've been following me for a while, you might know that we've got the Cake Circle, which is my membership site, is opened its doors again this week, just until Sunday. We only open a handful of times a year. So let me just put this on the screen. Hold on. That's the URL, because I've got a website. Yay! And let me just tell you, Kelly is going to be one of our guest experts. I think we've got her booked in for August. I've got guest experts every month coming along to talk to us about branding, using Canva, organising your money, how to deal with allergens. We've got a Pinterest expert. We've got a lady that deals with all the legal documents you need, a colour expert, food photography, and the list goes on. We've also got craft experts. So a couple of times a month, the craft experts are dealing with showing you techniques and things that will go horribly wrong with your craft and your baking as well. So there's baking sessions in there. You've got the ability to book one-to-one craft time if you wish to at members' preferential rates. We've got coffee with me. I'm a qualified business coach and a sugar crafter, because I've got my City of Gills. So you can come along and chat to me at a session once a month. There's community support in our Facebook group. Oh, we've got so many things going on. It's really, really exciting. So we're opening the doors, and the cost of it is actually less than the price of a cup of coffee and a piece of cake weekly. So it's not hugely expensive, and it's there to support you. And we try to persuade our experts. I hadn't asked Kelly this one, but if they're into baking, we try to persuade our experts to join as a associate member, just to be in the group. So if you've got any queries after they've done their session, you can actually still easily connect with them
Yeah.
to say, hey, so I've got a couple of the experts in there that do baking, and sometimes they even share their bakes. So yeah, so you've got your own membership, have you?
I've got 2 now.
Two.
Ooh, I've just launched another one. So my first one is called the WordPress Academy. So I teach people or female entrepreneurs how to build their own website with WordPress, which is really, really good.
Yeah.
And then I've just launched the Membership Made Easy Club, which is teaching female entrepreneurs again how to build their own membership site. So we do the techie type of stuff. So we tackle the tech that's needed rather than the background information. You'll find that people will say, oh, I want a membership site, but I don't know what platform to use. I don't know how to reach out to my audience. So I've launched a brand new one.
Yeah.
Fabulous. This last couple of weeks. So yeah, good.
Fabulous. Well, that's brilliant. Well, thank you ever so much for popping in today.
You're
I'll let
welcome.
you go because I know you've got other things on. And it's been great to chat. So Kelly's going to join us in the Cake Circle in August. She already booked in for a bigger session to tell us all what to do and what not to do. So we're looking forward to that, sharing that with our members. But I will also put this URL into the box below because Facebook question it if you put it into the comments above. Who knows? Facebook make up their own rules, don't they?
Oh, they do, and nobody knows what those are.
No, and normally it's always, I've never found it to be in my favour ever.
No,
ever,
no.
Facebook ever. And it's like, oh, that's interesting. They promised X, but Y happened.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Indeed.
here we go. Anyway, thank you ever so much.
You're very welcome.
A joy and a pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
Speak soon. Okay, bye.